guys, I'm back, and today we're going to do another cloudy effect pour. This is the one we did several weeks ago, and it dried completely flat. It's beautiful. It's actually one of my favorites. So we're going to try this again, except instead of just using the white enamel, we're going to use the white gloss finish enamel from Folk Art, along with the Calypso Sky, Cobalt Hue, and Aqua. And then we're going to throw in a couple of Artist Loft colors, light green and brilliant magenta. Now, the enamels have, let's see if I can get this right, the enamels have mixed into them just pouring medium and floetrol. The Artist Loft paints have just floetrol and distilled chilled water. The white has the White Flow Acrylic from Artist Loft, Liquitex pouring medium, Wicker White enamel, floetrol. That's it, no water. None of these colors have silicone in them, just so you guys know that. And let's show you the paintings from the last few sessions real quick. This one, let's see, I don't know, like that maybe. Let's get rid of this. This one is kind of cool. It has this warm, earthy tone to it, and there's not much sheen, unfortunately, to it, but there is a hint of sheen. It just gives it sort of a different look than just paint. Now, this was the one with the mica powders mixed in. However, because I had not done it before, I had not mixed the mica powders into paint before, and didn't really realize, you know, what would be the right mixing order. Kind of messed this one up a little bit. Let's see if we can get you up close. Maybe you can see the, I don't know if you guys can see the texture in this. It's kind of lumpy because you got all these little spots of mica powder that didn't mix into the paint in there, but you can kind of see a little hint of the sheen. But even though it has sort of a lumpy finish to it, it's really pretty. And I haven't really decided on this one yet. Of course, you could pour resin over it and get rid of the lumpiness. That would work really well. Or you could leave it as a texture thing and just put a clear coat on it. I don't know. It's probably going to sit off to the side for a while. And eventually, if somebody doesn't buy it, it'll just go in the trash. I hate to say this, guys, but I've just got a lot of paintings piling up, and I haven't sold a whole lot of them. So, yeah, they're going to end up in the, you know, end up in the trash, or they're going to end up headed off to a thrift store or Goodwill, you know, somewhere where, you know, one of these businesses can get a few bucks for them and, you know, help out the public in the meantime. So, yeah, it'll hang around for a little while, but not long. So then we have, I'm not sure which one was next, so we're just going to show you this one. This one, it's actually kind of heavy. It has quite a bit of paint on it, I believe. However, that being said, it dried completely flat. There's no cracks, nothing. Yeah, so we got lucky there. When you can't see the texture of the canvas under there, you know your paint's gotten kind of thick. But this one turned out nice and flat and dry, and it's really pretty. So it'll get a clear coat on it, and it'll be good to go. And then we've got, let's go with this one first. We've got this one where we poured off a lot of the paint. And yeah, I was sad to see the turquoise go, because you guys know turquoise is one of my favorite colors. No, turquoise is my favorite color. So I would have really liked to see more of this with more turquoise and a little less pink. But you know, we had to pour off a lot of paint because the whole point of this was to have more of the white in there and less of the color. And there was, you know, the ratio of color to white was higher before we poured a lot of the paint off. So plus there was a lot of paint on there. It was probably going to crack. But it turned out nice and flat and pretty. So it just needs a clear coat. And then we've got this one, which is my absolute favorite. I don't know why, but it's just, to me, it's just pretty. It's just, I love the cells that came up through here. Now this is from the floetrol and the pouring medium. More the pouring medium, I believe, than the floetrol. floetrol does cause cells, but so does the pouring medium. But the pouring medium causes a different kind of cell structure. But I really love this, and it's just soft and pretty, and one of my favorites. And it, of course, dried nice and flat and smooth and beautiful. Let's see if we can get you up close. You can kind of see. But again, you know, you can see there's not a whole lot of sheen to it. You know, it had mica powders in it, but not a lot of shimmeriness to it. But still, it is a beautiful piece and one of my all-time favorites. So, without further ado, let's get on with our paintings. We're going to move these aside so that I do not wreck them in the process. And we've got a cup here. This is what we're going to use to pour our pattern with. And all the paint is dry, of course. It's just from a previous pour, and it dried really nice and smooth and flat, so I just thought, well, there's no point in getting rid of this one. So we're going to keep it. So I'm going to move the paints out of the way just a little bit. Got to kind of keep them separate so I can remember which ones are the enamels and which ones are not. We're going to move these enamel bottles out of the way here. And I think we're going to start with the white. It's just kind of thick, but not. I don't think it's too bad. Okay, and then let's go with a little bit of the magenta, which kind of feels like it's thickened up a little bit as we've gone along, but that's okay. But so, ooh, this blue has kind of gotten thick too. And I think we're going to add a little bit more white here. And then some of this pretty Calypso sky. Beautiful color. It is full of bubbles though. And for those of you who are complaining that I have my hands in the way and I should paint from the other side, I'm sorry, but for one thing, my setup really won't allow that. And for another, even if I painted from the other side, you still wouldn't be able to see what I'm pouring. My hands are still going to be in the way. I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay out of y'all's way. That white is so heavy, it just wants to sink. So we can just kind of drizzle it over really lightly. And then let's go for a little more of this pink. And I'm sort of losing track of my color pattern here, but of course there's no real pattern. But I really just want to mix the enamels and then the regular paint. I don't want to use like way too much of this paint because I'd like to save it for maybe the next few paintings. We're getting there, I think. And I don't know what stacking enamel on top of enamel on top of enamel is really going to do. It may just end up being a big colorful mess. I'm hoping not. Let's do a little more pink. And some more of this beautiful Calypso sky. Man, this is a pretty color. No, no white yet. Yeah, let's put some white on there. And this is a 14 by 14 canvas. And guys, I have no recipe for what I'm doing here. I just added, you know, a bunch of ingredients together. I just poured some pouring medium into these until they, you know, felt close to the right consistency for what I'm doing. What I'm doing is different from, you know, just a regular pour. So, of course, you know, your amounts of things are going to be different. So, I don't have a formula for this particular pour. That's all I'm saying. A lot of times I do, but even then, you know, I don't measure my paints or my floetrol or my distilled water. I don't measure it. I just kind of dump in what kind of feels right. So, you guys, you know, okay, that should be plenty of paint. So we're going to move these aside. I don't want to paint all over them. And this enamel paint, if you guys paint with without gloves on, the enamel paint does not want to come off your fingernails. I've still got some enamel paint in my fingernails, and this is like a month old. And I've scrubbed them in the shower, you know. Wash my hands probably 10, 15 times a day. I have the germiest kids in the world. And that enamel paint just does not want to come off. So we've already got our little thing melted in, our little, you know, spout melted in. So we're just going to start pouring and see what we can get. And I have no idea how many ounces of paint I've put in here, so just, you know, go with the flow. We're getting down to the end of the paint here, so it's making some weird, it's not pouring out very smoothly, so it's making some weird shapes. And try not to drip when you put your cup up. Move it aside quickly, because if you drip in the middle, it's going to ruin your pretty pattern. Okay, so we're just going to start tilting. Slowly move it around. It's really pretty through here. And I think what we're going to do first is pop some bubbles, because with this particular pour, it's not going to matter. You know, if you have all these little tiny white or colorful spots from all these air bubbles, because hopefully that's kind of what we're going to get, is a bunch of bubbles. Kind of like a bubble effect. I love this little section right there. That is just pretty. Everywhere else it just looks like a big circle, but then all of a sudden there it's really pretty. I probably need a side catcher, and I don't have a big one like this. So, well, let's just kind of move it around. I put too much white in the center. Wasn't thinking when I was pouring it into my... And again, we've got the paint sort of rolling over itself. I don't really want to do that. So let's go ahead and put some white paint down. Whoops. That's okay. That's all going to come off anyway. Sort of smear some paint on there. That way the canvas is wet. I don't always wet down my canvas, and sometimes I don't do it and then I regret it. I wish I had, but it just seems like today it needs to be wet down. Just don't hold your cup above the center of your painting. Make sure you get your corners wet. Alright, almost done here. Sorry guys. There we go. Alright, that should make the paint happier, hopefully. Oh, this section here is just so cool. Oops, it's already going off. Oops, 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 oops. I'm just thinking as I'm pouring this. I think we may end up getting rid of all that. I don't know. Kind of lost our circle there, but that's okay. I'm trying to tilt this without losing too much because I don't have a side catcher that's big enough for this one. Get that corner before it comes back down. Let's go ahead and pour it off this corner here. Okay. Sorry, I'm sorry you can't see what I'm doing. I just kind of want to get that white to come up and off the top edge, I think. There we go. I just kind of wanted a white corner up there. And it felt like it needed to come off. So now we need to kind of bring it down. Let's see. I kind of like it. It's kind of neat looking. I'm not sure how, obviously, you know, you don't have much cloudy effect going on here. It's a little bit through here. Wipe my hands off and we'll torch it and see if that helps it at all. Oh, stuff is a mess. Does not come off easily. Okay. I'm gonna have blue hands for the next week until this wears off. It's pretty here. You can kind of see it's almost watercolory. We're popping lots and lots of bubbles here. We're going to let it sit for a few minutes and see if maybe that will help the cloudiness effect sort of come up. Definitely different than the first one. Way different. Alright. We're just going to let it sit for about, you know, for a few minutes. And now you can see the top edge. And see if it does anything. We'll be back. Okay, well, not much happened. So I'm a little disappointed we didn't get, you know, the cloudy effect from the other enamels. But it's still a pretty painting. I love the colors, you know, the oceany colors, the pretty, kind of looks like a storm at sea, you know, from above, like looking down on a hurricane, maybe. I don't know, this corner kind of bothers me. I kind of want to push all the paint off that way, but then I don't know. So I think we're just going to leave it. I love the colors, all the different stripes going on down through here. We completely lost all the pink, unfortunately, because I think that really would have been a pretty addition. But it's still pretty. So again, it's a 14 by 14 canvas, so it's a pretty big painting. Yeah, so all right, well, I think that's about it for this painting. So wherever you are on the planet, I hope you're having an awesome afternoon, day, evening, or night. And I hope everyone out there is happy and healthy. I want to thank everyone for donating to my channel. Thank you to specifically to Mary and Marilyn. Y'all have donated to my channel each and every month for some time now, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so very much. You guys don't know what that means to me when you like watching my channel so much that you donate to my channel. Thank you very much for that. And everyone else who has donated to my channel recently or in the past, thank you very, very much for that as well. And thank you to all of you who support me in whatever way you do, by watching my channel, by sharing my videos, by donating to my PayPal account. The link is below if you'd like to donate to my channel. Those of you who have bought a piece of art from me in the past, thank you very much for that. I love to know that some of my paintings are somewhere else in the world. To me, that's really cool. So thank you very much for that. I think, well, I don't know. I'm thinking as I'm talking, so. But yeah, just want to thank everyone. And if you guys will watch the ads, I get a little bit of ad revenue from that. And you guys know I'm trying to purchase my house, so yeah. And the ad revenue that I earn goes straight into my house fund. So yeah, keeping my fingers crossed on that one. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. See you later. Bye.